It's now less than 2 weeks until Hastings Half Marathon takes place. It's an event that's graced the local calendar every year since 1985. Race director Eric Hardwick tells me that somewhere between 3,500 and 4,000 people line up each year to take part in the event, although he quite proudly says that race organisers will never turn anybody away. It's a tough and challenging course. There's Harley Shoot Road, there's that long climb up Queensway, and the ridge can be quite punishing too. But then there's the drop down to Rockanour and the final 3 miles along the flat seafront. Although several people who've run the marathon tell me those final 3 miles along the seafront are some of the most challenging in the race, especially if there's a bit of a wind coming off the sea. We took the chance to chat to some local runners, some experienced, some not so experienced, but the thing they have in common is that they're all raising money for local causes. So you're about to meet Andrew Batley, Matt Badham, Robert Burns, Kieran Dawson and Alec Kingshot, who are all going to be out there on the 18th taking part and raising money for 3 very good causes. On the day we filmed with the runners, we also nipped down to Grosvenor Gardens just to look at the start and finish line and maybe take a couple of photographs. But it was damp, miserable, grey and overcast. And all I can say is I hope when the race gets underway, the weather for the runners is a bit better than it was yesterday. In Alexandra Park with Andrew Batley, who's running the half marathon in a couple of weeks. Andrew, this is your 7th time?
7th time we've done the Hastings Half Marathon yet, so 6th previously.
And any other halves under your belt?
A few others. I mean, this is kind of a half running, half drinking, but I did the Bacchus half marathon around the winery that they have. Right. So you sort of every couple of miles there's a little stop for a little bit of wine and then you carry on running. So half running, half enjoyment of a bit of a drink on the way round.
That sounds like my kind of marathon.
Definitely.
And you're raising money for charity as you go?
Yes, this year, and I've done it previously with the Hastings Half Marathon, but this year doing it for the Bat Foundation, which is a charity that I am part of and work for and actually help set up.
And tell me a little bit about it. What does it actually do?
Well, Bat Foundation is a health and wellbeing charity. We're based in London but work nationally, and we're using table tennis as a way of helping those with Alzheimer's. So what we're doing is, in the future we're planning to do a bit of research, looking at actually bringing that research up to date about the power and the benefits that table tennis can have for those with Alzheimer's. But presently we've actually created a brand new type of table tennis table, and we are raising money to donate those tables to care homes, hospitals, community centres around the country that can't really afford that kind of equipment but could really benefit from it.
That sounds quite fascinating and quite cutting edge.
Yeah, I mean, you ask anyone who's played table tennis as long as I have, I've been playing it about 30 years, they will tell you that it's fantastic physically, mentally and socially. And a number of years ago, about 20 years ago in Japan, they did a sort of preliminary study looking at table tennis and Alzheimer's and did indicate that there would be benefits there, but no one's done any up-to-date research properly since that time. So we're working with a few universities around the country. We actually put this table together to say, right, well, how can we change the environment? How can we change the equipment that can actually enhance the aspect of the game for those with Alzheimer's?
Absolutely fascinating. And if people want to sponsor you, how can they do that?
Well, actually, I have got a Just Giving page. Okay. As a sort of bit of standard in these sort of situations. It's under Bat Foundation or my name, you can search for that. And if you happen to know me on Facebook, then the link will be up there so you can find it to there.
And what sort of time are you looking to finish this in?
I mean, I'm hoping, averagely I'm about 2 hours 10 mark over the last few years, so I'm hoping that I won't be any slower than that this time. Yes.
And what's training consisting of at the moment?
Well, given that you're asking about Hastings Half Marathon, what I'm about to say is going to be quite ironic because I don't actually train. I don't do any real training of running, specific training for the half marathons. But that's because I do a lot of other activity as well. Right. Like I cycle a lot everywhere, walk everywhere, play a variety of sports, obviously table tennis included in that. Yeah. And I think I get a lot of what I need for that. So actually, and I'm going to be completely honest, when it comes to actual long distance running, whilst I don't mind doing the actual marathons, the half marathons, the actual training stuff, I just can't get into it.
But when you get out there in the day, I mean, the camaraderie and the almost team spirit from the other runners as you're going round carries you on.
Absolutely, and not just those, the crowds as well. So you've got all the people that you're running with. You're generally going to see at least a half a dozen or a dozen faces you recognise also running as well. Have a quick catch up with them, seeing what they're doing. But then on the way around, the crowds and obviously all the music that goes along with it as well, that really sort of drives you around as well. And especially when you get down, having been all the way up and going up and up and up and up for miles and miles and miles all the way along the ridge, you then start coming down, you hit that seafront, and you know you've got like 3 miles left, something like that, but the crowds along there are usually brilliant, regardless of whatever the weather.
Got 3 half marathon runners with me who are raising money for, tell me, Robert?
Judy Bird unit down at Conquest.
And you're all first timers?
Yeah, all first timers, yeah.
So who came up with the idea?
It was me in December, I don't know why, but I thought, like, do you know, I was at work and I was sitting in my van and I was eating a McDonald's and I thought, I've got to get fit. and Sophie had 2 months since we'd given the all clear. So I called Alex, her brother, and I said, look, let's do something for charity, get fit at the same time. I've never wanted to run a half marathon before, but I thought combine the two. And yeah, it seemed like a good idea at the time.
So Kieran, how did he rope you in?
More peer pressure, really, but it is for a good cause. So I thought I do want to start getting fit as well, and I thought I should really sort of get involved as well. It's a good opportunity, so yeah, I thought I was really up for it. No, I couldn't.
And Alec, you the same, peer pressure?
Well, yeah, I said no at first. I said absolutely not. And then he said, oh, it's for your sister, we're going to run for Judy Beard. And I couldn't say no, so I had to do it.
So what?
Had to.
So what has training consisted of other than running to the pub?
Yeah, that's Alex's regime.
Getting a taxi to the pub.
Yeah, I found this like Booper program. We're loosely following that. I did no training last week because of the snow, and it was just too bad conditions. But I've roughly been following it. We've done some runs together, haven't we? And then like that consists of some fast runs, some slow runs, and then a long run on Sunday. Got up to 10 miles last week, so it's not training's not been bad. It's not been as bad as I thought it would be, to be honest with you. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, we've done bits on our own, haven't we?
So you're training your own, training together.
Yeah, on and off. Well, I haven't run for a while, have we, together? But yeah, we started together, and then they've been doing their own stuff. So yeah.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
Is doing it as a group? I mean, is that helping in terms of the motivation and things like that?
I can't go running on my own. I just won't do it. I mean, like, I force myself for this cause, but that's the main reason why I wanted to do it with people, to get me out and running with people. I can do that, but
I think it pushes you as well.
Yeah.
Like when you run on your own, sort of you can just stop whenever. When you're with other people, you have to keep going. You don't have a choice really. So that's always good as well. It pushes you.
Also, once you make it a bit more public, then that again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Do you know what? When I think we said we'd do it, didn't we, in December? And I told everyone I was going to do it, and everyone kind of forgot. And it got to like the 3rd or 4th of January, and I'd been eating loads after Christmas, drinking loads. I thought, I could probably get away with this. No one's asked me anything about it, but I thought, do you know what? I've got to do it. I have said it, and someone's going to remember. And then, so when we put it on Facebook, do you know what I mean? It's public. You've got to do it then. And that made me go out and train, definitely.
So 2 weeks today, you'll be on the starting line.
Exactly.
So tell me a bit about the charity. How did you choose that? How did that come about?
Well, when we decided we were going to do it, I originally said, what about Macmillan? And then Sophie said, yeah, that's a good idea. And we started to think we were going to do it for Macmillan. But she decided the people that helped her most was the Judy Bird ward. And the people down there were really good with her. I mean, Kieran will be able to tell you more because you went with her, didn't you, a lot? And you know what they're like down there. But hearing about their story, but there's a list of things they need. And without donations, they don't get them.
So it's just sort of different machines. So there's things they're after at the moment. So when they put like a line in, I'm sure they said so they can do sort of x-rays to make sure it's in the right places. It's just little things like fans for the patients. Because when they're having the chemotherapy, they do get really hot. So it's sort of better fans to cool them down. It's just little things like that just they need to be able to carry on, basically. And to do the job they do.
Little things that will make all the difference.
Exactly. Yeah. So it does. Any sort of little amount will help them. So.
And Sophie was your partner, your sister, and your sister-in-law. Yeah. So again, a really something really close then.
Yeah, it is. And like Rob said, they have helped her so much. When you go there with her, or when I did, they were just always so happy. regardless of the situation. Yeah, sort of there could have been a bad experience in the morning with a patient, but when you go in, they don't let that affect them. It's just amazing what they do there.
And Sophie got the all clear when?
So that was in October.
Was it October?
she got the-
Okay,
yeah. So it's all looking good at the moment.
Matt Badham's joining me now, and Matt's also running the Hastings Half Marathon for the first time. Matt, big challenge.
Yeah, all I've done before is 10k run. That's the longest run I've done, so obviously this is over double of what I'm used to. But I am trying to train myself. I'm hoping I can manage it.
So what sort of things are you doing to train at the moment?
Every sort of other day I'm going out for runs. I am sort of exercising at home as well to try and keep fit, and just trying to push myself. And yeah.
And your 10Ks, what sort of times were you doing those in?
I've only done one 10k, and I did it in under an hour, and that was with not really much training. So I'm hoping with a bit of training I can get under 2 hours for the half marathon.
That'd be really good going. And running yourself, or running as part of a group or a team?
I'm running on my own.
Big commitment, and motivationally, that's quite tough as well.
Yeah, it does get a bit hard sometimes. Just when you're on your own, you sort of, because there's no one around you, no one with you, you sort of feel like, oh, should I just stop here? Should I? But I've been trying my best to keep going.
And in terms of working out your training, how have you done that?
I decided last year, because I was always doing Colour the Coast for St Michael's Hospice, and that was the last one, so I wanted to try and find something new to do, and then the idea of Hastings Half Marathon came to be, and I looked into that and started my training since then. Been running a lot more often, just making sure I'm fit enough to actually do it without passing out or something.
And you mentioned St Michael's Hospice there. You've raised money for them over the last couple of years or so. Why choose them as your favourite charity?
My mum had cancer twice in her life. The second time, unfortunately, she didn't actually beat it. In the last week and a bit of her life, she was cared for by St Michael's Hospice, and they gave quite a lot of support to her and to our family afterwards as well. And just seeing what they do, it's just really great, and how much money they need. I feel like it's quite important to be raising money for them. I mean, St Michael's Hospice, really good local cause that's for a really good reason, I think, and they need quite a lot of money because 90% of their funding has to be done completely on their own.
Good luck. I hope the weather's a little bit better than it is today, and hope the remaining training goes well on the big day.
Yeah, I'm keeping going, and it's only 2 weeks to go now, so quite excited for it.